So, hello guys, welcome to the new Ramble. I think this is Ramble 3 actually, so yeah, thank you guys for supporting me. First two Rambles I really enjoyed making, and of course this one gonna be a fun one as well. So last time we talked about Inferno. I don't wanna really focus a lot about Inferno actually this Ramble, because honestly there's so much happened this week. I mean so much. I work right now about working on 3 guides if I'm correctly. And then this Ramble, of course. And besides the guide, I still have 2 actually fights of Nightmare, which I really want to show. So basically, I might skip out on the regular Nightmare kill, because I did a speedrun attempt and I'm like 6 seconds away from speedrun. So I might actually do that instead of just uploading this one. But who knows, you know, who knows, we shall see. So anyway, I did this week every other day and every day a little bit, you know, even uneven numbers of Inferno, and I really enjoyed it. But let's not talk about this right now. I just wanted to showcase one extra thing, and that is unexpectedly we got ourselves a Torva Lex, guys. I am so happy. We did a lot of masses, we did a lot of 4-mans, and basically I now have a 4-man group together, which really helps me out a lot. We just do free-for-all because most of the people are Ironman, I think, anyway. So check it out. This is just insane. Boom. So we got the Torva Lex over here. And we got the Torva helm finally made. Last episode of the Ramble, we did not have that made. So I'm looking very good in my opinion. So basically what I wanted to showcase as well is, since Inferno is a little bit, I wouldn't say difficult, because every time I die with all my supplies in the 50s, close to 60, and maybe like 2 sips of restores used. So the flicking goes, you know, beyond perfect pretty much. I really do enjoy it. And if I do F up, it doesn't matter too much because, you know, Blood Barrage anyway, and pretty much solved in my case consistently. But I do consistently die because I refuse to eat. That's just an Ironman habit. Because Ironman just really gets difficulty with supplies. I'm always running low on supplies. So therefore, the mindset is always to just save your supplies. And in this case, Inferno, you rather use your supplies. I honestly think I would have made it to suck by now if I actually did that method. Just eat instead of refusing to eat and hope for, you know, a better solve or whatever. So yeah, I definitely need to work on that. I did double chat as well. I will showcase that really soon. But I first wanted to show you guys something else. Let's see. Let's grab Discord with. Okay, so basically I have here on Discord something very nice. Wait, give me like 1 second. I will show it. Boom. This is my setup. It's amazing. Torva helm, Torva legs, PCP. It is just all rounded, quite nice, you know? 8-way switch, some other things. I might do one, you know, stamina less, but whatever. This is just my Ironman gear, and what I really wanted to do with that is, of course, get the Chambers of Zarek speedrun, which is the 16 minutes. I really haven't speedrun on this account. Let's see, what is my at PBCOX solo? It's like 22 minutes, I think. Yeah, 22 minutes. So basically my main is like, I don't know, 18, 90 minutes, whatever it is. Nothing too crazy, but decent enough, you know? And my main has way less gear. I mean, way less gear. So this should be quite easy, even with the Torva. Now we're talking about the Torva. Let's say you play mage, Torva body, Torva legs, BCP, and you miss a prayer and it's actually a range prayer, right? You will tank it almost 90% of the time or something. It's really overpowered to have the high defense for that. So if you screw up, I might not pay the price too much, if that makes sense, in a way. And oh, good luck. Anyway, I wanted to showcase something else as well, because last time I said I did double chat. Let's see if we actually can find it in the recordings, go to, what is it? Oh, by the way, we have HD on. Let me know if you guys enjoy HD more in the rambles or less in the rambles. It's just a little experiment, if that makes sense. So let's see. If we go to Inferno, yes. Okay, double jet, yes. Okay. So basically, let's see. We click on here. We showcase this. Boom, double jet. So I won't showcase the whole thing, but you know, we managed to get it quite easily. You have completed the challenge, as you see. So therefore, I might actually upload it. It was an interesting one. I experimented a little bit between normal kills and everything 50% and then kill it all at once. I kind of dislike the fact that I cannot try the triple jet prior, of course, to let's say, you know, actually being in Inferno. So that throws me off a little bit. I don't like to go in blind, because that's the only downside. My clicks are very good consistently. I don't mind flicking at all, especially lazy flicking is quite easy. But my wrist cannot handle 1.5 hours of consistently, you know, lazy flicking. Where, for example, Fasani Nightmare, which I will of course talk about later, goes way better because it's like 10 minutes or whatever, right? So therefore, not too shabby, not too shabby. And I was actually doing next a lot with my format. I will quickly show you this as well. So basically how I do my form, how I get my keys. This is a shout out to Sebe. He actually recommended this on one of his videos. So you basically run around, blood brush here and there, blah, 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 blah. I lagged a lot here. I don't know. It was the server for sure, not my computer. So basically you run diagonal, horizontal, vertical, whatever. And you actually make sure that way you brush as much as possible with blood. So you don't really need food. The reason that you take actually the food is obviously for the PKers, like the Sarah brews and whatnot, right? But generally speaking, you don't really see PKers, especially not in higher total levels. And yeah, that's how I basically got myself the required ASU keys for Nex. If we go to @KC Nex over here, we have 1700 Nex, and I will say like a good 30 right now, maybe a little bit less. I think like 20. 20, yeah, 20 is more safe bet that we did with 4-mans, and the rest was all messes. Yeah, but I really like the 4-mans, especially because they're free for all and we have some Ironmans in it. It's really showcase, you know, you need some skill in a trio 4-man. I like the challenge. So basically, every time that the team is not ready, because not everybody is in the same regio, so therefore the time zones are a little bit, you know, shabby and whatnot. I actually thought by myself, I'm gonna do, every time I don't do next, I'm gonna do an Inferno run. After the Inferno run, I'm gonna get myself a little bit of a pause, you know, to regen my wrist pretty much, and my mental state, obviously. And after that, I'm gonna do a PNM. So talking about PNM, @KC PNM, I think like 2 or 3 days ago I started doing PNM. Every other attempt was a kill, so not too bad, you know. Even though I learned it on the Ironman, I wasted a little bit of supplies. I get that, but I really did not have a mace anymore on my main, so I didn't feel like doing it on the main. And the second one of all, imagine getting like a mace on your main while you actually try to learn it for your Ironman. That would be shabby. I would be so not happy about that. It's still 400 mil, of course, so I can't complain, because I'm not maxed items. I'm quite poor on, you know, on that front, if that makes sense. Oh, teleported to the wrong place. So yeah, thereby, just overall, I think in the order, if I have to choose, you know, let's say everything goes alright in PNM, what I want to have is Harmonize first, then Stave, because Stave is, you know, kind of easy to get. And besides that, I don't think I want Inquisitors first, because I now have Torva. Otherwise, I will definitely say full Inquisitors first, because it's just so nice for your Warhammers in COX2 land, if that makes sense, you know? So now it's like Harmonized, into Mace, into Inquisitors. The rest of the orbs I don't really care about, pets neither, because pets on an Ironman? I like pets, don't get me wrong. I really like the grind of getting a pet. But I'd rather go for items first, than quit that boss, for example, and go on the next boss, get there the items first. Unless we get super lucky, let's say, with the pet. But generally speaking, we don't. I think at pets we have around, yeah, so 11 pets. We actually got a new one, which is the Kraken. I think Kraken was a couple days ago, like 4 days ago or something. So I'm super happy about that. Because here, I will showcase it really soon. Bosses. Oh, my bad. Bosses. And then, okay, we are actually finished. We got like 12 of them. We needed 11. So that's good. And then the pet was lost. So therefore, I just went back for the pet, obviously, and got myself. What is it? Let's see. At KC Kraken. So basically 2630 was my pet, and I instantly just left, if that makes sense. I really didn't feel like I actually blocked the task, because honestly, what do you need Kraken for after you completed it all on the Ironman and you already have like 10 tentacles, or 11 I mean, 1 for the whip and 10 for the where's it called? Let's see, for this one, the stave. Anyway, yeah, so that's that. Since I now have Torva legs, I don't need Inquisitors. Let's see which wave we ended up with. In Inferno, we ended up in wave 60 or so with all supplies, so that's quite nice. My problem really lies, and I cannot specify that enough, really lies in refusing to eat, like an Ironman thing, Ironman's way too difficult. Anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, we were working on a couple of guides. So I'm working on a TOB guide, I'm working on an N3 guide, I'm working on a P&M guide, I'm working on a Nightmare guide. I actually have a Nightmare kill. It's almost a speedrun. I'm 6 seconds off the speedrun, and that was just first kill ever attempt. So I really think I can beat that quite easily if I, put in some elbow grease, I guess. So that shouldn't be a problem at all. Let's see if we can showcase a little bit. Okay, so I think this is my first kill over here. So let's see. My first kill, what did we ended up with? Okay, so we had plenty restores, as it seems. Like, okay, we got a little bit of damage there. But not too bad, not too bad. So basically, we had enough for redemptions consistently, which is the whole thing that you want, obviously. So yeah, I am gonna upload one of the 18 kills. I think I recorded 17 because I recorded by accidentally double-clicked. So I recorded only a second or something, or less than a second, and then went off and did the kill. And then I just saw, oh shoot, we didn't even record anything. So yeah, I think out of the 18, we have 17. I'll pick either the first one that I showed you for just a kill and not really a guide yet. But I will make a guide eventually about it. Or we do the fastest one, because at PB, it's very pathetic, of course. It's only like 10 minutes and 37 seconds. So basically, if you watch my PNM, do some show there. Okay, so basically, let's see. Inventory. PNM, yes. So basically, this is the gear that we work with now. I did it with the Blood Fury first to, learn, but it uses so much charges. Yikes, So overall, I changed now to the Torture, full strength, flaws, basically, bludgeon. It's not good, but it's good enough in my opinion. We use trawlers, of course, and eventually, once we make less mistakes, I definitely will go for, what is it? I think that charge or something like that. So you basically, once you kill a little minion, you get your spec back, so we can, class back a little bit more, if that makes sense. It's worth having, especially if you're listening and you're not that good in PVM. Honestly, look into trawlers, that charge. If you even want to go crazier, go with Lunars, Spellbook Swap, Vengeance, Trawlers, and that charge. But that's that's next level crazy. I only do that at pretty much at CMs, but that's about it. honestly, watch in spellbook swaps, because if I go, for example, only Lunars, and I do a CM, solo CM, I always bring myself vulnerability, you know, so I do the Vengeance first, into, I have a whole guide, but I will quickly, you know, skedaddle through it, if that makes sense. So basically, I Venge into Lunar spellbooks, and then into vulnerability, so I bring a red rune with. Once I... No, it's a soul. Sorry, it's a soul rune, my bad. And once I do then on Tecton, because Tecton is always in the first phase in challenge modus, I just vulnerability him, switch as fast as possible into, you know, my melee gear, double warhammer, start to kill. That way, once you vulnerability, you actually, if it lands, it basically reduces the defense of 10%. And every warhammer that does not land is still 5%. So let's say you land the vulner and not double warhammer, you still reduce it by 20%, which is just crazy to think about, especially because you're solo and you're in challenge mode. So it is as if you actually landed a warhammer, for example, you know, just generally speaking, of course. It's not that precise, but close enough for a quick summary. Anyway, I decided to actually do a little bit of red wounds, and I don't remember why. I think honestly because of Ice Demon, because I still have a task over here, and I think on my main as well, like kill an Ice Demon in COX with Fire Surge or whatever it is. Yeah, Fire Surge. Or fire spells or whatever. So I would choose by myself, you know what, I'm always kind of a collection guy, you know. So let's go for 100k. I really like that. So basically now we are at 14k. So this has to go up. This we're gonna buy, obviously. Those are fine over here. Grets to Vark, my buddy, got an Absol Whip. Let's see. So a lot of things. Okay, we might actually make a lot of these as well, because we're super close anyway. And those, I might actually make them as well. Maybe buy them. Depends on how much the buy limit is and how much it costs. So over here, these we're definitely gonna make. These we're gonna make. These we're gonna make. You know, we are getting up there with 100Ks. I think I average about 28, give or take, white stacks right now. Oh, whoops! I actually did not fill my pouch. That's super stupid. This happens so much when I talk. It's kind of tedious in my opinion. So basically, for those who don't know, this is like a mark. Let's see how it actually is called, like officially. Screen markers is called. It's very helpful, like highly anticipating to watch, I guess, or whatever. Try it out for yourself. You can just mark things with Swift key. And I do have the GPU on, so I can scroll out very far and then instantly go towards the cave. By the way, if you shift click right, you know, you can mark object. So you just do the object as the cave. From here, it's only one click over there. It's super chill. So the reason why we, of course, have the Desert Amulet, you might think, hey, why do we have a Desert Amulet? We have Suffering, you know, Anti-Fire Shield. Anti-Fire Shield, obviously, for the dragons. You know, presumably everybody knows that, I guess. Otherwise, you might be free to play, I assume, if you're watching. And if you do, you know, good luck scaping. I did not think that people watch my content if you're free to play. I don't know. Anyway, the Suffering is obviously to tank a little bit from the dragons, the melee hits specifically, anti-fire shields for the fire hit, and eventually we can go over to protect melee to save, you know, quite a bit, if that makes sense. So therefore we use that. But let's say we are completely, you know, out of HP. We used all the melee, of course, protection. What to do then? That's where this comes in. Like, honestly, the Desert Amulet 4 is just so overpowered. Let's say, let's pretend, you know, we don't have anything anymore and we need to go. You can do two things, in my opinion. You can go like this. And then, you know, this takes a while, as you see. And then, okay, sure, we're full, right? Sure. But let's say you want to save a couple of ticks. You teleport towards Nardar. Go over here. Boom, you even get above HP. So that's quite nice. This one is actually way faster. So therefore, if you then right click, go to Crafting Guild, you go like that, right? Super easy. Anyway, please let me know if the HD is something you rather see than the not HD, of course. So I can keep either go on HD or not for the future content of the rambles. Let's see, we had shown the PNM. Oh, I have a Winterdot guide coming up. I have a Temporis guide coming up. They are all achievements based. So yeah, that's quite nice. I am actually thinking of maybe highlighting what went wrong with Nex for learning trios and four-mans, because we had quite some deaths and whatnot. You know, everybody was learner, not everybody was maxed like me, gear-wise, so it was rough in the beginning. So if you guys like that, please let me know in the comments. I would highly appreciate something like that, because I am not the best PVMer ever, you know, so if you want to see me fail, for example, every now and then, and how we actually obtained our first kill or whatever, I think I actually have that in my recordings. Oh, wrong side. So I will maybe ask my editor then to make a montage, if that makes sense. But eventually, I think I will make a four-man guide. But honestly, I don't see that anywhere near soon, because we don't do the proper ways yet. We don't do the best gear yet. So therefore, padding and whatnot is a little bit iffy still. You know, I love the group. It's very fun and whatnot. But it's just not worth yet to make a good guide, because it's sometimes running around without, you know, our head, if it makes sense. You know, it's a little bit panicky for certain players. So makes sense. I died a couple times as well, so yeah. There's definitely blame on my side as well. So let's see. Oh, I actually tested a Calvite Queen with the new spear. I really like it. I think I almost 4 hit him or almost 3 hit him. I don't know. After my Warhammer, I think I almost 3 hit it. So Warhammer plus 3 regular hits. And then the first phase is you know, is done. Wow, back to back almost. Like couple minutes in between. Jesus, Farkont is spooning himself. That's so nice. So anyway, so if you guys like that, you know, I will make maybe an Calvite Queen calculation, let's say, or something like that, or even maybe after Rage 3. Because, well, by the way, talking about Rage 3, we actually showcased, or no, I did not, obviously, but we us in the RuneScape community, you know, the mods showcased a little bit here and there about Rage 3 Tombs of Massacre, or whatever it is pronounced. I cannot pronounce it, but, you know, Toa. It looks so cool, like a crocodile, like a stung beetle, or whatever it is, dung beetle, and things like that. It really looks fun, and I think they nailed it half on the lore. Like I think there has to be a certain amount of respect towards the lore, but not completely. I think they did a good job. But I think they could do a better job on the lore, that I seem like. Because there are crocodiles, which is, if you follow, you know, mythology a lot, there are some gods, you know, and whatnot in the Nile and blah 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 blah. But I don't know per se if they want to implement real life lores into RuneScape or not. But otherwise, you know, Baby Jaga is a real life folklore in what is it? Eastern European. So yeah, I don't know. We have Santa Claus, so you know, there is already some real lore in RuneScape. So I think it's a good concept, but I really think the lore could be even better. Like, it's already noticeably, like, the first thing that I saw on the live stream was, okay, there are some you know, hints, or you know, some maybe subcognitive, Jesus, I cannot pronounce that, towards the mythology of, you know, Mesopotamians. But I don't know. I just like it in a way. It speaks to me, and I cannot clearly say why. I always struggle with it. That's the same shit, but okay, for those who know, once I streamed, I'm now on sabbatical. I need my rest a lot, you know, because I'm ill, but once I streamed a lot, and people ask me, like, hey, Q, what kind of movies or series, you know, do you like? And I'm always replying, like, oof, I really, like, my playlist is pretty much a 16-year-old girl's playlist, you know, from Vampire Diary to whatever, if that makes sense. So I'm very comfortable with lores, and I even, you know, mythologized lores, let's say, even when I was super young, like Disney, certain Disney things, I think Cauldron or whatever. Let's actually Google this. So, okay, it is actually called Terran. Oh, wait, no. Wait. Cauldron. Yeah, Terran and the Magic Cauldron. Like, I watched that shit so much. And I mean, you know, what is it? It's like Swain Lake or whatever? I don't know. A lot of Disney movies anyway, you know. I just googled a little bit here and there. The translation from Dutch to English is really having me up right now. Sorry for that. But for those who are Dutch, Zwanemeer and Tarenev, the Toverketel. Anyway, it really spoke to me when I was very young, you know, Disney things and whatnot. And I really see it back with, let's say, werewolves, vampires, things like that. Like, something just speaks to me in maybe evolutionary standpoint, I think, honestly. It might be why I love RuneScape so much. Because RuneScape, believe it or not, it has a lot of lores. Coming back to your words, you know, Baba Yaga on Lunar Island and whatnot, you know, the witch and blah 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 blah. I really like that about RuneScape. They have dragons and things like that, you know, so yeah, I don't know. I like it. Anyway. So what is the future of this series, I guess? I want to treat it maybe a little bit more like a collection log thing, but not precisely when I get something. I record it or prior to it and I montage it. I just show it once a week kind of thing or something. Because I just don't feel like editing this. I want to keep it a ramble, not a series, if that makes sense. And there might be more. Maybe eventually I do like 2 or 3 rambles a week, depending on content. And I assume once Toa, like, you know, Tombs of Ashkmaru, whatever it is, comes out, we do a little bit more, you know, or maybe if you guys like, I can do a ramble over something. Let's say I do a PNM kill, for example, and then ramble over that. I don't know. We just shall see. But that way we have to edit then, because I cannot talk and do a PNM kill. That's just impossible, guys. Jesus. Oh god, that's such a not good idea. Anyway. Let's see. I actually wanted to go there. So this way, actually, for Ironmans, as you see, I only had 20, you know. This really saves my my staminas. Not that I really need to. I think I have like 7k staminas left. But still, it's not too bad. Anyway, guys, we are already talking for almost a half an hour. And I really enjoyed it. I think I just gonna get myself some dinner because it's almost 8 o'clock or whatnot. And then, yeah, I need to get myself some KC. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Bye-bye.